Hey lovely, so welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. We've been talking a lot about Porsha and Shamia, and for good reason. I guess they have been giving us a lot of content in the season. So yes, it has been pretty crazy over here on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I have a different opinion. I know a lot of people have been like coming for Porsha and like constantly. But then the way I think about it, I've been asking myself this question the last couple of days. Why now? Why now? Why would Shamia wait this long to address these issues and do so on such a public platform? Why now? These are the questions that I have, right? And outside looking in, it looks like Shamia has all this built up anger, built up animosity towards Porsha. Now, you guys know we've talked about some of the things that Porsha has done that she could have changed and she could have done differently. We've talked about this. But I really want to talk about the Shamia piece because I feel like there's a lot about Shamia that I feel like a lot of viewers are missing. And if you guys remember, a couple of days ago, I talked to you guys about how I feel like Shamia is very manipulative. And after watching this recent episode, I absolutely think she is manipulating the audience. I think that she's had this built up, pent up aggression, animosity towards Portia for a long time and is now showing us truly how she feels about her so called friend. Because think about it. I want you guys to think back to the scene where they had the sit down, right? If you are friends with this person and this person is your ace, you've known this person for such a long time, you guys are gang, you guys are, have loved each other since childhood and all that kind of stuff, right? Is that the energy that you will bring to the conversation? Even if you're upset about your friend, yes, there are certain things your friend did wrong and you would like to address it. Is that the way that you address that conversation? Guys, am I the only one who left that conversation thinking Shamia's energy at that conversation was off? It did not come across as trying to be reconciliatory. If you're trying to reconcile with your friend, that is not the energy you give your friend, in my opinion. It came across as you have all this vim, all this energy, all this venom towards your so called friend. What did you guys think of Shamia's energy towards Portia at that sit down? Was it aggressive? Was it overly confrontational? Did it seem that Shamia wanted a resolve? Or did it seem like Shamia wanted a reaction? I feel like I'm gonna wait. What do you guys think? So, did Shamia want a reaction? Why exactly do you think that Shamia approached the conversation in that way? Do you even think there was anything wrong with the way Shamia approached the conversation? Let me know in the chat. I personally feel that Shamia has had it in for Portia for a while. Honestly, really believe that. Because you mean to tell me that you come to dinner or lunch or whatever it is to have a conversation with your so called friend, and that is the energy that you're giving your so called friend? That is very concerning, in my opinion. That is so concerning. I would never do my friend like that, especially someone that I've been calling my best friend, my best friend, my best friend. It's not right. It's like you have so much negative energy, which shouldn't be the case. Absolutely should not be the case. If you are really trying to reconcile and have a good relationship with your friend, is that the vibe that you come with? Is that the energy that you come with? And also, did you guys notice when she said, I want to possibly salvage a friendship? I'm thinking, so are we friends or are we not friends? What is it that you're trying to salvage? If I was your friend that did something wrong and you're hoping that we can talk about it and move on, then you wouldn't even say that. I have disagreements with some of my friends every now and then, right? And when we do, it's a conversation. We have a conversation. I say how I feel. She says how she feels. I think about what I could do differently. She talks about what she could do differently. And we reach some sort of resolve, right? But what I would never say to so called a friend of mine would be for me to be saying, oh, I want to possibly salvage a friendship. That if I say that, then that means I feel like we're no longer friends. And that's what I want people to pick up on. It feels like everyone is in this phase where they hate Porsha. And I know the wheels turn. So I'm not surprised. People go through moments where they're like, nah, we don't like Porsha. Da 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 da. I get it. But at the same time, if you forget your hate for Porsha for a second and think about it, why is Shamia saying, the so-called person I say my best friend, my best friend, my best friend, why is she saying that she wants to salvage a friendship? That tells me she doesn't believe there is a friendship to begin with. And if you don't believe there's a friendship to begin with, then why are you playing in our faces? Why are you playing in our faces? Why are you making it seem that you have this relationship with Porsha and you guys are besties, and now people are out here looking at Porsha in a certain way when you don't even consider her a friend? Let's be clear. Shamia should have addressed this a long time ago. Think about it. You guys may not, like, a lot of people have been like on this hate Porsha bandwagon. And I get it. Porsha has been unlikable this season. But if you peel back the layers a little bit and pay attention, you would see that even when she was bringing all this energy to Porsha, Porsha was very much like, okay, it was like Porsha was just thinking, why are you coming at me about issues that we have discussed previously a while back? Why are you bringing this to me? It's like you could almost tell that that was what the vibe was, right? It's like, why are you bringing this to me? If I put myself in that situation, let's say I've been out here talking to a friend, we've been keyking, and you're on the show that I've been on for years. And then the next thing, you're out here talking to me about our friendship that I didn't even think was fractured because I was like, yeah, we're not talking as much and stuff, but I don't think there's any issues. But then, no, then finding out that you have all these issues that I'm not privy to that you're discussing with other people, that will not make anyone feel good. And I know some people will be like, oh, Shamia took some accountability, blah, blah, blah. Did she? Did she take any accountability? I don't believe she did. Because what I remember was her saying, well, maybe I shouldn't have, I wouldn't have wanted it to get to you this way. Maybe that's not how you take accountability. Because you are the one who went to discuss this with the newbies, and now the friendship has become a topic of conversation. Angela Oakley said something recently that I'm like, I feel like, because I've been thinking about it for a while. I've been thinking about it. Why now? Why did Shamia wait so long until she got on Real Housewives of Atlanta to play like this in our faces? That's how I feel. Because it's like, if you had this much vim or energy towards your so-called best friend, then why did you come on the show and introduce, or talk about her as your best friend? You could have just left it as like, yeah, we're cool. We used to be best friends. We're not as tight. Nothing happened. Mutual respect. Simple. You could have said that. Instead, you were acting like you were riding for her, knowing fully well she's a lot more calmer in group settings. It feels like Shamia probably hated the way things went down with Phaedra, her, and decided, now I'm going to come to your spot where I think is your spot, and I'm going to try to play you. That's what it's given. It's like when somebody has unresolved anger towards you, things that they haven't talked about, right? And it's like anything you say, act, or do, they run with it. Now, first of all, let me say this. Portia's energy at the dinner or whatever, the talk or whatever it was definitely given, I don't want to have this conversation. Why are you doing this? Even I feel like at a point she even mentioned, like, why are you doing this? I feel like it came across a little bit like being blindsided a little bit. Like, why are we having this conversation about things that we already squashed years back? Why are you playing into it? Why are you playing into the hands of what these people would want to see from us? And I think that's what it was. Because at some point, Portia literally told her to stop. If I'm having a conversation with my friend and I'm pouring out my feelings, how I feel, whatever, and my friend is there telling me to stop and stuff, and I know the things that she is going through, I would be like, I need to cut her some slack. She's definitely going through something this second. I just need to chill and just like let her get through whatever it is that is on her mind that she's going through. Maybe now is not a good time. You could even say to her, I know you're going through a lot right now. Is now a good time for us to talk about it? Should we pick another time? Should we talk about it a little bit later? You're allowed to do that, right? But I feel like I know a lot of people are like, yeah, she got out what she really felt, but I don't think she went about it in the right way. I think that it made her look crazy. It made her look unhinged. I think that people actually started to see Shamia in a different light as a result of this conversation. Yeah, there's still some people. Bear in mind, first of all, let me put this disclaimer. I do like both of them. That's just by the way. So I don't really have a skin in the game. But I'm paying attention to some of the things that I feel like are not being picked up, especially by other YouTubers, because I feel like there is so much more that we are not, or a lot of people are not paying attention to. Because when I'm in the comments, a lot of people are so enamored and they're like, Shamia this, Shamia this, Shamia that. But I'm like, can you guys see how Shamia is playing the audience? Shamia went and had a conversation with people that are not Portia's friends, people that are newbies. She could have had a conversation with Cynthia about Porsha, but she didn't. She went to newbies, said, spoke all of that, and then when it came back, she was saying, yeah, Porsha is choosing to act on it. What has Porsha done on the show that gives us the impression that she's choosing to act on it? Instead, Shamia has been the one running her mouth constantly, talking to everyone who cares to listen about the whole Shamia and Porsha drama. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. But it feels like Shamia has been the one running her mouth to anyone who cares to listen. Anybody, and I mean anybody. Every show she goes on, she's talking about it, talking about it, talking about it. It has become so much of her storyline that it's like people want to see who you are outside of Porsha. But somehow, your first season of getting a peach, you made it all about Porsha. And it's given Porsha is going to come back next season because it's like you've made this whole experience all about Porsha. Porsha this, Porsha this, Porsha that. Porsha has not even had to do much this season, but everything still feels like she's intertwined in some way. And I hate this for Shamia because it's like, Shamia, girl, this is your opportunity to shine, completely out of not necessarily saying anything about Porsha, living your own truth, let your personality and energy shine through. You've always you've always been seen as, like you say, bestie, right? And the thing about it is, it's okay to have besties. I have besties as well, but I have my own personality. I stand on my own outside of anybody. And when they are with me, then it's like, yeah, we have good energy together, but then you can still stand on your own. And I feel like it just feels like Shamia can't stand on her own by herself and needs her bestie's validation for everything that she does. It's like you're already on the show. You're already on her or on a platform that she has been an OG on. What more do you want from her? Do you want her to literally like have to hand you and drag you and, spoon feed you and get you? Like, I don't get it. She's done exactly what she needed to do as a friend. Let's be clear. The way she has been making it seem is almost like Candy has been the one supporting her, trying to get her on the show. Well, they didn't bring you on the show when Candy was there. They only brought you as a friend of. But they brought you on the show when Porsha came back. Right? And interestingly enough, Andy has actually been saying that Porsha has always been very supportive of Shamia. Imagine that. Imagine Mr. Andy Cohen, literally saying that Porsha has always been supportive of Shamia. Interestingly enough, even Cynthia said, Porsha, I never said anything that comes across as not wanting Shamia on this platform. So it's like nothing of the sort has been said. So it's almost like, why are you creating this narrative in your head? And don't get me wrong, I'm going to reiterate this for anyone listening. I am not saying that Porsha has been a wonderful friend to Shamia. I feel like at different times, I feel like they have not always been great friends to each other. I feel like there's been times where Shamia has been a good friend. There's been times where Porsha has been a good friend. I feel like there's times when Porsha has been a bad friend, same as Shamia. Nobody is perfect. And I feel like their relationship has never been perfect. There has been cracks in that relationship for a long time. So I don't really agree with a lot of people who say the show broke the relationship down, da 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 da. I think it amplified it because it gave them an opportunity to see the writing on the wall. It gave them an opportunity to watch themselves back, to see the confessionals. Because think about it. In the confessionals, I thought the confessionals was very interesting. Shamia also said that, well, she's open to a friendship or reconcile. And I'm just like, okay, girl, is this your friend or this ain't your friend? Because what are we talking about? You're in her face, and I know the confessionals are filmed later on. I get it. But it's like, where is all that like energy, right, coming from? Why do you have so much vim? It's given you've waited so long. You've hatched out a plan. It's given you wanted Porsha's spot on the show. And you thought, I'm going to come on the show like her bestie because, that gives me a good footing to be on the show. And I'm going to snatch her peach. Anyways, hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. What are you doing? Hit it, smash it. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And also share with your friend, your sister, everybody, your ex, everybody, honey. Anyways, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.